Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prajane Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prajane Nirvishesha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear Srila Prabhupada, my eternal spiritual master, your mercy is all that we are made of. Since joining you in 1970, at 17 years old, I have never regretted surrendering at your lotus feet, not even for a second. Our love for you was unfathomable, deep and wide as the ocean. It is still, only deeper and stronger. In your ISKCON, our faith in your preaching was as broad and deep and unshakable as Mount Everest. No one has ever questioned your authority or Siddhanta. At most, perhaps, we felt exasperation at our inability to understand everything. Nowadays, I am dismayed and pained at increasing infidelity heard in the guise of rational sweetening, actually watering down the milk known as bridge preaching. Rather, you told us to boil the milk. If ever there was an ideal time and place for a case to be made to support this rational sweetening preaching idea, it was exactly when your divine grace came to the shores of North America. With so-called intelligentsia, teachers, and the hippie movement, the bastion of drugs, rock and roll, and free love, rampant promiscuity, you taught no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and no meat eating. You were adamant, and you taught us to be as well, that you would never compromise on these, your principles, and you never did. You taught us that you would preach to the four walls if necessary, that was your duty, and whether people came to receive them or not was in the hands of Shri Krishna. If Krishna was pleased with us, then he would send people, and he did. Another trend is that we must not preach like you did, that we should not quote Sanskrit in class to people that do not study your books very much, if at all. I tell them that you were always preaching and quoting Sanskrit shlokas and discussing Sanskrit words, even before the disciples knew any shlokas. You are always our acharya, and your style is the first-class standard. Your beloved disciple and my dear godbrother, Kusakrata Das, wrote much poetry glorifying you and your divine teachings. While exquisitely beautiful, it is also pregnant with fully accurate expressions of transcendental truth. I will quote from his sonnets, 108 flower offerings at the feet of my spiritual master, number 93. Handsome and sublime beyond description, his two lotus feet, the glorious object of all the sages' reverent adoration, with forest flowers gracefully bedecked, with virtues all within his humble heart, with sweet smile within his graceful lips, with expert skill in every glorious art, within his hand a blooming lotus prize, his graceful form like a bright sapphire palace, with teenage charm that makes the gopis tremble, his every motion filled with charm and grace, and with gestures playful, youthful, sweet and nimble, Shri Krishna at his reader looks from within Srila Prabhupada's books. No disciple, grand disciple, great-grand disciple, or even follower of ISKCON has any excuse to be disloyal, nor should the youth express defiant doubts about whatever is repeated from your direct teachings by your direct disciples. This is how Kali's forgetfulness may come about. Without this cultural basis and strong family traditions, there can be no continuum. Sonnet number 94. From within Srila Prabhupada's book, smiling Sri Krishna Chandra steps. The reader is surprised. He looks and looks. A yellow garment rests on Sri Krishna's hips. A friendly glance is in his lotus eyes. Around his neck, a bright red gunja necklace and a flower garland rests with graceful ties. A full moon seems to shine within his face. The reader's world is now at once transformed. Sri Krishna Chandra, like a sapphire, nectar cascading, sweetest honey, glorious storm cloud, playfully smiles, as now he stands before the reader. Only a devotee can understand Sri Krishna. Only a devotee can understand. Sri Krishna touches him with his flower twig hand. Promoting your books as the law books for the next 10,000 years of your movement is our duty. Surely Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya, and your divine grace would be pleased. Sonnet 97. Sri Krishna Chandra's sweet command, Srila Prabhupada firmly carries with a firm and unwavering hand. He carries it within the lotus breeze that the people call his graceful words. To it he bends his pure and saintly will. It is the sharpness of the glistening sword of his polemic. Its sweetness fills his every action, his every thought. It is his secret, priceless sapphire treasure. Within his raptures, his heart is now caught. It is his smiling and never-ebbing pleasure. As merciful Sri Krishna Chandra speaks, so saintly Srila Prabhupada walks. We should never neglect your instructions regarding your disciples and your temples. Who would dare, when you gave us everything, accepting and loving us unconditionally, saving us in the whole wide world? Sonnet 98. Saintly Srila Prabhupada walks upon this wide world's everywhere going path. To the poor people of this world he talks. Shri Krishna's name he places on their breath. The people of this world are startled all to see the gift they suddenly attained. Shri Krishna's name now earnestly they call. They smile to see the treasure they have gained. The people of the world now dance and sing. They tremble with bliss in every limb and part. Shri Krishna, like a lotus blossoming, stays within each fortunate person's heart. The people of the world are not the same, attaining the mercy of Shri Krishna's name. One ought not to ignore you and lack respect when you were and are beyond compare in every way. The first thing we learned about spiritual life from you is do not mess with the formula. No addition and no subtraction. Follow the parampara. Mahajana Jena Gatasa Panta. Maya and Kali offer no hope, only smoke and mirrors, obstacles and despair. In reality, it is you alone who is our guiding pole star light. Sonnet 99. Attaining the mercy of Sri Krishna's name, the fortunate smiling people of the world now sing and dance and laugh in bright, sublime, trembling, overcome with glorious, wild, sweet blisses. A jubilant, colorful festival of all encompassing, like a sweet monsoon of ecstasies, sweet love for lotus petal, delicate, cooling like a sweet full moon, playful, witty, charming, sweet, delightful, enchanting with the bud of newest youth, all-knowing, attractive, all insightful, Shri Krishna with bimba lips and jasmine teeth. Why is the world transformed? Why? Because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. What Kali's fool could minimize, marginalize, rationalize, and relativize your unlimited, pure, merciful, and incomparable gifts. 102. Merciful Srila Prabhupada's mercy has brought a priceless gift to this dark world. The eager people crowd around to see the gift. They gaze now at the million-petaled lotus flower of Sri Krishna's name. What kind of fathomless gift is this, they think? Each person takes it into his home, takes into his home the gift. Each home is filled with sweet bliss. In each home now the smiling people shout Sri Krishna's holy name and wildly dance. You ask, my friend, how did this come about? This came from the Hare-Krishna chants. This came from Srila Prabhupada's work stamped with love for Krishna's sweetest mark. Your direct disciples should also naturally be seen as leaders in your mission. You ordered us to preserve your movement. So, they should be sought out for guidance and preaching, as well as to be offered shelter in their own Father's house. Home is where we all belong. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4.28.50, your purport, you say, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes down upon this earth to establish principles of religion, so his representative, the spiritual master, also comes to re-establish religious principles. It is the duty of the disciples to take charge of the mission of the spiritual master and execute it properly. Otherwise, the disciple should decide to die along with the spiritual master. In other words, to execute the will of the spiritual master, the disciple should be prepared to lay down his life and abandon all personal considerations. Sonnet 103. Work stamped with the love for Krishna's sweetest mark, tongue anointed with the sweetest nectar of words describing like a rain cloud dark, Brajabhumi's playfully smiling master Sri Krishna Chandra's form and sweet pastimes and glorious and eternal attributes and charm and playfulness, sweet and sublime, and lilting music of the bamboo flute, and constant protection of the devotees, and handsomeness like a wave-filled nectar ocean, and holy names splashed with sweet ecstasies, and rare gift of sweetly divine devotion. Srila Prabhupada, working in this world, Sri Krishna's sweet magnificence unfurled. You described to us how you were constantly compressed, depressed, and suppressed by your godbrothers, with Kali never resting. It seems that we may also sometimes be fated to undergo the same. Sonnet 104. Sri Krishna's sweet magnificence unfurled within his eloquent and graceful speech as he traveled in this sad, dark, wide world. Merciful Srila Prabhupada preached the glories of Sri Krishna Chandra's mercy, pinnacle of perfection, supreme completeness, over everything supremacy, dizzying and intoxicating, sweetness, bliss, omniscience, eternity, like a budding flower, tender teenage charm, untouched by matter purity, with his devotees' affectionate exchange of love, and beyond darkened matter's time, graceful and handsome form, sweet and sublime. He underwent and tolerated so many inconceivable hardships and deprivations above and beyond all human call. I guess it is only fair and right that we too suffer and tolerate. Our debt to you can never be repaid in full. Sonnet 105. Graceful and handsome form, sweet and sublime, heart filled with sweet gentleness and kindness, and sweet, playful, and divine Braja pastimes, and splashed by nectar waves of smiling bliss, charming Sri Krishna Chandra gives to Srila Prabhupada the glorious power to give sweet Krishna consciousness, alive with dizzying and colorful sweetness like a flower of 10 million petals, to give it to the suddenly fortunate people of this dark and saddened world. To Srila Prabhupada I bow and prostrate, upon the ground I lay and speak prayers sweet. I bow before Srila Prabhupada's feet. Due to your perfection, the anointed, blessed, and empowered disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur, he and the entire parampara are pleased. Because of your pure love and your determined mission, Nityananda Ram, who is Sri Balaram, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Sri Radha-Krishna himself, licensed you and filled you with their blissful Shakti and their unalloyed golden love. Sonnet 106. I bow before Srila Prabhupada's feet. I bow. Hello?
Battery?
Okay, I'm going to back up to the beginning of the sentence. Graceful and handsome form, sweet and sublime, heart filled with sweetness, gentleness, and kindness, and sweet, playful, and divine Braja pastimes, splashed by nectar, oceans of smiling bliss, charming Sri Krishna Chandra gives to Srila Prabhupada the glorious power to give sweet Krishna consciousness alive with dizzying and colorful sweetness like a flower of 10 million petals, to give it to the suddenly fortunate people of this dark and saddened world. To Srila Prabhupada I bow and prostrate. Upon the ground I lay and speak prayers sweet. I bow before Srila Prabhupada's feet. Due to your perfection, the anointed, blessed, and empowered disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur, he and the entire parampara are pleased. Because of your pure love and your determined mission, Nityananda Ram, who is Sri Balaram, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Sri Radha-Krishna himself, licensed you and filled you with their blissful Shakti and their unalloyed golden love. Sonnet 106. I bow before Srila Prabhupada's feet. I bow to Srila Prabhupada, the ideal disciple of his wise, exalted, great, very dear to Krishna, spiritual master. With sublimest reverence, Srila Prabhupada served his master, served sincerely, served without pretense, served with purest effulgent luster. Srila Prabhupada served with great humility. Om Vishnupad Bhanamahamsa Parivajapacharya Astatera Sata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur. Srila Prabhupada was a perfect disciple. Srila Prabhupada was an ideal example. Shri Guru and Krishna accompanied and enveloped you everywhere and in every way throughout your wide world travels. Sri Krishna danced upon your tongue as in your heart and mind, for you were a veritable Chintamani touchstone. They walked in your every step, spoke through your every word, and infused your every action, word, and song with their own all-attractive godliness, majesty, and love. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please excuse my faults and weaknesses. Accept my heartfelt glorification and my confidential pleading and praying for guidance and empowerment to make some significant contribution in preserving your mission, begging to remain your servant eternally, Sevananda Das.
Want to read through and then read Chinese one?
Okay.
Either
One
way.
more year has passed, and now we again assemble at your divine feet, trying somehow to express our appreciation and gratitude for all that you have done for us. You changed our lives. You made us fortunate. Where would we be if we had not received your boundless compassion? In 1976, you instructed Tamal Krishna Goswami to go to China and preach. As a result, he and other devotees started preaching in mainland China. Devotees also began preaching in Taiwan, and a small center was opened in Taipei, the capital. Your response society still has a presence in the form of a center and devotees in Taipei. We are trying to give your mercy to the people of Taiwan in the form of Harinam, distribution of your books, yearly Rath Yatra and Janmashtami festivals, a weekly Bhagavad Gita study group, and regular Sunday feast programs. We are painfully aware of our limitations in this regard. There are so few devotees here, and yet we are doing our best to reach out to the conditioned souls. Please give us your mercy so we can properly reach out to the people here who are suffering from so many material miseries. Please give them your mercy so that some may become devotees and assist us in our preaching efforts. We are attempting to give shelter to all the fortunate souls who come to the ISKCON temple. Maya is very strong and so few people manage to come, and even those who visit us, many find it difficult to accept the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. They fail to understand the importance of spiritual life and thus go away. This is very painful for us to witness. Please bless our power of speech so that we can convince people of the urgency and importance of spiritual life. Maya is so strong that many times our minds are covered and we ourselves struggle in spiritual life. We thank you for giving us your temples, your books, and the association of your devotees, without which we could not have survived the onslaught of Maya. For ourselves, we are happy with our small center, because this way we know all the devotees by name and have a family atmosphere. A part of me does not want to lose this intimacy with the devotees, but we also feel for the suffering souls in Taiwan, and we beg for your mercy so we can expand our preaching and reach out and help as many people as possible. We sincerely hope that more people join us, then we can increase our preaching and build a big temple for your pleasure and the pleasure of Shri Shikonithai and Shri Radha-Krishna. People are in ignorance in the material world. Without your mercy, Srila Prabhupada, we would know nothing about devotional service. For your gift of pure devotional service to Lord Krishna, we are eternally indebted to you. You built a house in which the whole world can live. May we be capable instruments helping to fulfill this house, to fill this house for your divine grace. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Okay. Yeah, because you. Yeah.
这是台北的写给帕布帕的祈祷文跟奉献。最亲爱的圣帕布帕，请你接受我们谦卑的顶拜，在你的莲花足下接受谦卑的顶拜，所有荣耀归于您圣恩。又一年过去了，而现在我们又聚集在您的莲花足下。不管怎么样，试着要表达我们的感恩然后对您对我们所做的一切。分下来，你改变了我们的生命，你让我们是变得幸运。假如我们没有得到您的无限的怜悯仁慈，我们将会怎么样呢？在1976年的时候，你训示了圣他玛奎沙狗swami到了中国去传教，那这个结果就是他还有其他的奉献者开始在中国大陆本土传教，奉献者也开始在台湾传教，而且呢，有一个小的中心在台北开始成立，也是说台湾的首都。您的 ISKCON 这个协会呢，还是一个在台湾呢，还是一个传教中心而已，那也是有奉献者在的。我们试着要给予台湾的人们传播您的仁慈，是以用唱诵 Harinam 的方式派发您的书籍。每年的弹车节，还有庆祝 Krishna 的显现日，然后每一个星期有一次的薄伽梵歌研读小组，还有规律的星期天的大餐活动。我们呢是非常painfully aware of， 我们很痛苦的感到我们的这个能力有限因为在这里奉献者很少，而且我们正尽力的去对这些受条件制约的灵魂去接触他们，所以请你给我们你的仁慈，这样我们才可以恰当的去接触到人们。那这些人是在这么多种的物质痛苦中受苦的，所以呢，请你给他们你的仁慈。那希望有一些人可以成为奉献者，而来支持我们的传教。我们试着要给那一些幸运的灵魂来到 ISKCON 的人，试着要给他们庇护，因为玛雅是非常强烈的，而只有少数人能够成功的进来，因为呢。甚至有一些人只是来参观一下，那很多人呢，有些人觉得很困难去接受这薄伽梵歌里面的教导，他们就无法了解这个教导灵性生活的重要性，就离开了，这是对我们来讲是很痛苦的事。请祝福我们说话的力量给我们可以这样的力量，我们可以去说服人们这个急迫性，还有灵修生活的重要性。玛雅是那么强烈所以很多次呢，我们的心意都被遮蔽了，我们自己在灵修生活里面挣扎着。我们感谢你给我们这个庙宇，你的书籍，还有跟您的奉献者联谊。如果没有这一些的话，我们是不可能在这个玛雅的虐待或是煎熬里面存活下来。对我们自己，我们很高兴，我们这么小的一个中心，因为这样的方式我知道所有的奉献者的名字，而且已经有一些家庭的一家人的气氛。我的个人部分呢， 并不希望失去这样跟奉献者的亲密感。但是我们也感觉到，在台湾这一些受苦的灵魂的状态，我们祈求您的仁慈，然后我们可以扩展我们的传教，然后去往外发展，帮助更多的人。我们很诚恳的希望更多的人来加入我们，我们可以增加我们的传教，然后建立一个大的庙，是来取悦你。而这种是Gonitai还有 Radha-Krishna 的这样的取悦他们。人们在愚昧之中，是在物质世界是愚昧的。如果没有你的仁慈的圣帕布帕，我们对于所谓奉爱服务是什么都不会懂的。由于你给我们纯粹奉爱服务，对 Krishna 纯粹奉爱的这样的礼物，我们是永恒的亏欠于你。你建立了一个这样的大的房子，让我们所有人都可以住进去。希望我们可以有能力成为您在这个大房子里面的助手的工具。您在台湾的仆人，台北、台湾，Hare-Krishna。
This is the offering from?
Yes, please.
Bhakti Vignana Shrishma Maharaj. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to your divine praise. Once again, I have the opportunity to thank you for your causeless mercy on this fallen soul. Your mercy is unlimited, and by some good fortune, I have been able to take advantage of a small portion of it, enabling me to continue as a member of your Krishna consciousness movement. In the pastimes of Lord Krishna, we hear how he sometimes arranges for the glorification of his devotees. For example, when Bhishma was leaving this world, he was able to pacify the mind of Yudhishthira Maharaj, who was lamenting over the deaths of the countless Kshatriyas killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Lord Krishna was present at that time, but he wanted Bhishma to get the credit. Another example from the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna desired that Arjuna...
You need to charge longer.
Krishna desired that Arjuna be the hero, although he could have won the battle himself. I am reminded of how you similarly liked to see your disciples honored. Although you could have done everything yourself, you arranged for your disciples to take the credit. When your disciple Govinda Dasi cultivated tulsi plants, you praised her in your purport to Srimad Bhagavatam 4.855, saying, "We are very much obliged, therefore, to our disciple Srimati Govinda Dasi, because she has taken much care to grow tulsi plants from seeds, and she has been successful by the grace of Krishna." Now tulsi plants are growing in almost every center of our movement. Then again, in a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam 6.149 that you gave in New Orleans on August 1, 1975, you said, "We must be very much thankful to our Govinda Dasi. She first of all cultivated the tulsi plant in Hawaii, and now our tulsi plants are distributed. So she has done a great service. I think I gave her the seeds, and she has very nicely done it. Now everywhere we see tulsi plants, it is very pleasing." When a devotee, then known as Tripurari Das, was successful in book distribution and inspired many devotees to take this service seriously, you wrote to him from Bombay on November 12, 1974. You are the incarnation of book distribution. Another disciple, Madhudvisa Swami, led ecstatic kirtans, and you showed your appreciation for his service by describing him as the emperor of Sankirtan. You gave the credit for introducing the singing of bhajans to Achyutananda Swami, saying that you had introduced the chanting of the Mahamantra and he had introduced the singing of bhajans. You also love to sing the Vaishnava songs, but you give him the credit. In temples around the world, each morning, the deities are greeted with the Govindam prayers sung by your disciple, Jamuna Devi Dasi. You could have had your own recording played, but you like to give credit to your devotees. Although you are the founder Acharya of ISKCON and the ultimate authority on all issues, you handed over the management of the society to the GBC and described yourself as a member of ISKCON. It is the nature of a great leader to bring others up along with him. He does not take all the credit for himself, but is willing and eager to appreciate those around him. You have given us a great treasure of wisdom and culture in the message of Krishna consciousness. I most appreciate this quality of yours, Srila Prabhupada, this eagerness to recognize the service and efforts of your disciples. By your example, we can see the meaning of Amalina Manavena, offering all respect to others and not being anxious to be respected oneself. I can only hope that one day, in the coming crores of births I may take, I can come to understand the true meaning of this quality. I have been fortunate to witness your transcendental exchanges with your disciples. I hope that one day I may be worthy to call myself your disciple. Praying to remain forever in the dust of your lotus feet, I remain an insignificant beggar. Tridanti Bhikshu Bhakti Vitnamnash Narsimha.
突然产生一个非常强烈的觉悟，是一位像 Sri Govardhan 山一样完全无私的仆人。你正因如此，你是非凡的。为执行灵性导师的训示，你历经所有的挑战和苦行，至始至终，你的旅行从未容易过，而你却克服了一个又一个的障碍，确立了你灵性导师的使命。您的教导，无论是呈现在你的书籍中、信件中、录音中，还是展示在你的行动中，都融化了你的追随者石头的心，充满着非人格主义和虚无主义的心，让他们的心变成可供 Krishna 柔嫩的莲花足歇息的软垫，就如 Sri Govardhan 山让坚硬的石头变得如油灰般柔软。对于我们，您的忠诚追随者，至关重要的是每天研习您的书籍，以便这个进化程序能够不断持续。若不这么做，不洁净欲望，灰尘就会积累起来，再次将我们的心包裹在石头中。Krishna 用他的莲花足触碰了 Govardhan 山，同样他也用他的莲花足触碰了你，而您也品味着这份欢喜。作为一位真正的 Vaishnava Acharya， 您通常不会将这种欢喜展示出来，但有时还是无法抑制。在许多场合，您呼喊您的主的名字的时候，您外在的感官都呆滞了，你毛发直竖，热泪盈眶。Krishna 回应了您的呼唤，你饱含着对 Krishna 的爱，因此你能够提升最堕落的人，也给予他们一点对 Krishna 的爱的品味。对于我们，您的忠诚追随者至关重要的将其他人和您以及您的教导连接起来，让他们也能体验到纯粹奉爱服务的甜美滋味。你也像 Sri Govardhan 山一样，向 Krishna 和 Balaram 提供了来自您的奉爱瀑布的清凉而芬芳的水凉。您在全世界设立多主神像，以神像的形体不断崇拜着您的主。您的主每天不仅接受着蜂蜜、芒果汁、披露果汁来解渴，也接受着怀着爱心供奉的6道富裕的美食。这一切都是为了取悦和满足你的主。除了供奉美食，你也安排奉献者在您的主清晨沐浴、穿衣、接受阿提之前，用芬香的精油和姜类为他们按摩。 之后，你每天都会为他们恭候甜美的圣名的唱诵。对于我们，您的忠诚追随者至关重要的是维持您确立的神像崇拜的标准。唯有如此，我们才能得到净化，也才能吸引处在物质存在的沙漠和炙烤中的受条件制约灵魂的内心和心意。您就像 Sri Govardhan 山一样，通过建设可持续发展的农场社区，你提供了鲜美多汁的青草来滋养母牛，让它们能够产出丰富的奶汁。而农场社区又是您 Vanasarama 蓝图的一部分。你想给物质社会带来灵性的复苏。对于我们，您的忠诚追随者至关重要的是追随您的训示，通过这些农场社区建立的体系，整个世界需要看到一个合理的、可持续发展的生活模式的典范。保护乳牛，与自然和和谐生活，工作不违背自然。就像Sri Govardhan山供奉许多洞穴，你也供奉了许多庙宇，为主提供居所，为奉献者提供庇护。这些庙宇就像喀里年代沙漠中的绿洲，提供富裕的大厅，做公开的kirtan唱诵、讲课，荣耀美味的prasadam。只要我们自始至终都真诚地规范修习者和传教者，激情形态的烈火和愚昧形态的冰冷都无法传入这些居所。对于我们，你的忠诚追随者来说，至关重要的是使庙宇严格保持你所设立的庙宇存在的目的。修习、品味和派发 Krishna 知觉。如果我们能够遵从你的训示，遵行认真的规范修习，我们就一定能够品味奉爱服务的滋味。这样的品味会让我们心中燃起强烈的愿望，想要把 Krishna 知觉派发给别人。就像 Sri Govardhan 山供奉丰富的 Dwarva 草作为宗教仪式上用的净手祭，你也供奉出您的书籍，推动着主柴坦雅马哈帕布的山基坦运动。今天，全世界所有投身在山基坦运动的男男女女们，都在和您的大米丹嘎鼓的节奏起舞着。因此，您的不懈努力，成百上千万的人们都通过您的书籍来到 Krishna 知觉之中。对于我们，您的忠诚追随者至关重要的是继续用您费尽艰辛撰写并出版的书籍淹没整个世界，因为只有您书籍的光亮能够驱散喀里年代深深的愚昧的黑暗。就像 Sri Govardhan 山庇护了 Raja 的居民，让他们免受主Indra盛怒之下遣开的倾盆大雨和电闪雷鸣的袭击。你成立的 ISKCON 庇护着奉献者，让他们免受喀里的恐吓。就像 Sri Krishna 那声明他和 Govardhan 山是同一个。你也说 ISKCON 就是你超然的身体，因此与你并没有分别。圣帕布帕德对于我们，您的忠诚追随者至关重要的一点是维系 ISKCON， 当然更好的扩大您的充满荣耀的 ISKCON。如果我们不在全世界扩大您的社团，全人类还有什么希望呢？你曾经说 Krishna 知觉运动将会名垂史册，因此他在最黑暗的拯救了人类。在您的 Vyasa Puja 这一神圣的日子，我们热切的祈祷得到您的指导，祈祷得到纯粹，祈祷得到您的保护，祈祷您赋予我们力量，让我们能够协助您实现您的预言， 我祈求就如 Sri Govardhan 山赐予 Rajalaxmi-dd 全部的祝福和仁慈一样，你也能够赐予我们您的忠实追随者们全部的祝福和仁慈，祈求始终做您卑微的仆人 Giri Swami。
So I read the offering from His Holiness Keshav Bharati.
Reading. Oh. Just you speak, I translate, that's all.
I'm reading the offering from His Holiness Keshav Bharati Das Goswami.
现在读这个 Krishna Bhavana-dd Goswami 的这个祷文。
My dearest Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances and my deepest gratitude to you for giving us your brilliant translations of and purpose to the most elevated of Vedic literatures. You have manifestly given humanity access to the confidential knowledge of the absolute truth, the intimate personal desires of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and His loving dealings with His eternal associates. You have made possible the awakening of love for Krishna and pure devotional service to His lotus feet, the goal of human life in the heart of anyone in any part of the world who simply agrees to hear submissively with faith your transcendental ecstasies as you glorify the Lord and the process of pure devotional service in the Bhaktivedanta purports. Srila Prabhupada, my offering to you on this auspicious day of your appearance is a kind of sequel to my previous 2 annual offerings in which I glorified the daily readings of your books, especially out loud, and shared the happiness I have been feeling in doing so with devotees, many of whom have written or visited me since I wrote this offering to you, to say that their lives have changed permanently by reading your books out loud every day. Last year, I mentioned in the survey taken at the ILS, the Sangha of ISKCON's second-tier leaders held every 2 years in Mayapur. The survey showed that in general, the leaders are not reading your books, and you wanted them to, a fact that prompted a theme of my offering in 2016. This year, I attended the annual Sangha of ISKCON's top-tier leaders, the sannyasis, the gurus, the members of the GBC. The facilitators of this 3-day event, Gopal Bhattadasa, Rachabihari Das, and Kaunteya Das, were able to distill the thoughts of the more than 80 attendees into what the attendees felt were the 3 most important issues to get it right if your movement is to be passed to the next generation, intact, according to your desire. The 3 issues were reading your books, substance before form, the quality of our leadership. I am very happy to hear these conclusions and couldn't help but see a connection between the second 2 and the proper and sufficient reading of your books. Interestingly, I recently learned from Dravida Prabhu concerning your use of sufficient and sufficiently, that you sometimes intend a little used meaning, roughly, abundant, lavish, and abundantly lavishly. So when you say, my disciples should read my books sufficiently, you may very well mean we should read them a lot. My question is then, without the ongoing support of your association by the careful reading of your books, how can we give the devotees spiritual substance or quality leadership as we work to improve ISKCON together? Srila Prabhupada, on this auspicious anniversary of your appearance in this world, please allow me to beg your mercy. I am convinced that you are personally present in your books. You yourself made statement indicating this. I will never die. I will forever live in my books. And if you want to know me, read my books. The more I read your books, the closer I feel to you. Your presence is palpable. For example, I write this, I am convalescing from a 2-week savage fever that put me in the hospital. I got out of the hospital just a week ago. I was taking a short break from writing due to weakness, and as I wondered about my condition, I came upon this purport in my daily reading. Sometimes, if one is liberated from the material world, but has no shelter to the lotus feet of Krishna, one falls down to the material world again. Liberation is like a stage of convalescence, in which one is free from fever, but is still not healthy. Even in the stage of convalescence, if one is not very careful, one may have a relapse. Similarly, liberation does not offer as much security as the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya 3.257 purport. How is that for personal reciprocation? Unlimited thanks to you, Srila Prabhupada, for protecting me so nicely. I propose that if we leaders read your books properly ourselves, not only with the intentions of learning more, to make our classes and seminar more substantial, informative and so on, but also with the intention of spending quality time with you and learning from you how to be devotees and how you want us to be. How to follow in the footsteps of great personalities manifest in the sound of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we can teach the devotees under our care to do the same by reading your words out loud with them, letting you speak for yourself, letting you personally direct those under our care how to think, feel, will, and interact on the spiritual plane as you want us to, regardless of our position in the social structure, then the spiritual purity of our movement will be secured. The prototypes, the exemplars of all types of great souls, pure Vaishnavas, from the original kings and great sages to the aristocratic Brahmanas and wealthy Vaishyas and landholders, to simply voluntary paupers in ancient times and in more recent times, all live with the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, waiting to give us their Sangha and teach us how to deal with one another in true loving exchanges under all types of circumstances. You have given us everything, Srila Prabhupada, in the ocean of your nectarian translations and commentaries. It is up to us to mine the jewels of wisdom and proper behavior and attitudes, reform our own character accordingly, and become exemplars of your mood and worthy members of your line of authority. Translation. Haridas Thakur replied, My dear Lord, do not be in anxiety, do not be unhappy to see the conditions of the Yavanas in the material existence. Purport. These words of Haridas Thakur are just befitting a devotee who has dedicated his life and soul to the service of the Lord. When Lord is unhappy because of the condition of the fallen souls, the devotee consoles him, saying, My dear Lord, do not be in anxiety. This is service. Everyone should adopt the cause of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and try to relieve him from the anxiety he feels. This is actually service to the Lord. One who tries to relieve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's anxiety for the fallen souls is certainly a most dear and confidential devotee of the Lord. To blaspheme such a devotee who is trying his best to spread the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the greatest offense. One who does so is simply awaiting punishment for his envy. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.52. In this age of seminars and various ways of communicating through varieties of media, there is also a crying need for all of us to directly hear your divine instructions, Srila Prabhupada. Please bless me so that I can be an instrument for spreading this understanding, which is vital for the spiritual maintenance of your ISKCON. Hare Krishna, your humble servant, Keshav Bharati Das Goswami.
有没有人要表达一下？要说一些？我爱Prabhupada。I love Prabhupada。
I was going to read something I wrote this morning, but apparently my phone is not working, so I'm just going to try to remember what I wrote. I think today I was just remembering and I was just thinking that I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada. Because it was because of his faith and his commitment, and also at the same time his true and pure love for Krishna. To his devotees, that we have the mercy of being able to perform service, have association with devotees, and at the same time, and most importantly, chant the holy name.
还可以有这个机会唱诵圣名。
Because nowadays in this age
现
of
在这个
Kali
卡利
Yuga,
年代
that's
里
what we
面
need
的，
the most, the
就
holy
是
name.
最需要的就是圣名，
And it was because of him that he
因
brought
为
you
他让我把我们
so I'm just
把我们带过来，
thanks for that.
非常感谢这个，
Thank you.
谢谢。
Hare Hare
Divine grace of Rajalaxmi-dd Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Hare-Krishna Shilpal ki, Srila Prabhupada's divine narrators ki, Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, friends of all Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sid Vaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki, Shri Vrindavan ki, Shri Mayapur Dham ki, Shri Raghunathpur Dham ki, Shri Ganga Mai ki, Ramana Mai ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Vrinda Devi Tulasi Devi ki, Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda ki, Go Premanandi ki, All glories to your Samadi devotees. worship service.
I bow down to his lotus feet with reverence.
By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus arm.
Attachment to his lotus feet are perfection and fulfill all desire. He opens my darkened eyes for transcendental knowledge.
Please, my Lord, dwell afterward. From him is satisfied by him ignorance is destroyed.
The Vedic scriptures
Sing of his character.
Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy and the strength of the poor and the
Lord, the
Lord
master of the devotees.
O Master, be merciful unto me. This is the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the 3 worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet.
在你的莲花足下，我们获得